As the fight for Pyro continues, the story unfolds. Right now we know that frontier fighters are the ones who caused the assault on Stanton, which sparked a war between Pyro's factions and everyone. The idea here was simple: attack Stanton and thus create hatred towards Pyro and all of its lawless syndicates. But not everyone is a criminal or a gang member, and so even civilians were pulled into this fight. This is the current shady story which is playing out in Star Citizen. The chain missions have been more or less risky, and the story keeps evolving. The next part of this for March is Supply or Die, where Citizens for Prosperity and Headhunters are trying to resupply and rebuild. All of this to continue their fight against frontier fighters. This event is specifically for the weeks of March, as the next patch after this hits, it will no longer be available. It was explained as an event for which you can be present, and it can be great. It can be something you took part of, or it will just be something you missed out on. But then again, that might not mean much. It takes place in 6 locations, new locations, each one on a different planet in the Pyro system. They are discoverable by quantum markers and serve as outlaw depots, so basically small storage areas. These locations are built for interaction, meaning lots of cover and small areas around it. It almost looks like things are about to go down when you go there. These locations can very likely be high risk and high reward, built for PvP. There is also the initial population or initial gang members there. I believe there are 2 scenarios which will actually play out at these locations. It will either have action-packed combat engagements with other players, or they will be relatively empty. One of the first missions requires players to get a commodity. It's called Data Train. To get this, we need to visit these depots, where we invest our own money to get it. Or we can hope for someone else to be there and take it from them. Once you have it, return it to the faction you chose. The Death Ring is a rare plant, and civilian defense force can use it for medicinal purposes, or headhunters can have some other fun purpose for it. This is supposed to be really valuable and can be a possible money-making method. So once you have done your mission chain, you can continue with these and try to make some big bucks. Another part here are the mining missions. This is also for both factions. One of these things here is the ice. It is further away from the sun, where it is cold, places relatively far deep in the space, while the other material is thin, and this is opposite of ice. Can be found closer to the sun, and it also needs to be refined, or you can also try and steal both of these, deliver them to your faction and make some money. There's also third mission chain, which is focused on salvage. Both of the hull scraping and fracturing of components are required here, as both factions are once again asking for this, and as expected, deliver it to their drop-off points. It is clear that the Death Train mission is the main one here, really action-packed and high risk, high reward, as the salvage and mining missions are more like work orders. Technically, they are all delivery missions, but with different difficulty levels. But if you do meet some nice new people in this Death Train area, I highly suggest shooting first, as others are very likely on the same page. There are also secondary rewards here in the form of tickets, which offer unique rewards and are only available during this March period, the events period. Even though I suggest shooting first, these are meant to be still group missions, more towards group play. I do highly suggest making friends and performing in a group. Then it's only the other groups, other players you really need to worry about. Pyro is lawless. It does not mean players are, but these new locations with the commodities will definitely be of interest to many. With this in mind, they want to step away from splitting the rewards, so everyone could earn some big money. The goal is to have different difficulty levels of missions. The rewards will scale with the mission's difficulty and group size. This means mission levels, like small missions for solo players, mediums for parties of 4 to 6, and large, which are for 10 players or more. In the future patches, these rewards will scale dynamically to the group that you have. Depending on the mission types, rewards should change accordingly. There are plans for the whole year, missions and their progression, how we can affect it, and how it plays out. But I would expect delays here, as that is quite typical. Anyway, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.